There was a river that did not take lives. It took something far worse. It took names. And when a name disappears, a soul begins to fade. Memories weaken. Voices lose their strength. And the world slowly forgets you ever existed. This is the story of a village that forgot the power of truth, and a river that refused to forget. In a quiet land surrounded by tall trees and red, dust-filled soil, there was a village called Edozu. Edozu was not rich, but it was full of laughter, full of voices, full of names. At dawn, farmers walked to their fields. At dusk, fires burned low as elders told stories. Children chased one another through narrow paths, shouting names into the air without fear. But beyond the last hut, past the tallest Iroko tree, flowed something ancient. The river. It moved slowly, as though time itself bent around it. The water was wide, dark, unmoving. During the day, the sun touched its surface, yet the water never shined. At night, the moon hung above it, round and full. But the river showed no reflection. No stars. No moon. No faces. If you stood at its edge and looked into the water, you would not see yourself. Only darkness. The elders warned the children, "Do not speak loudly near the river." Among the people of Edozu lived a young woman named Laura. Laura was not loud. She was not rebellious. But she was different. When people feared, she wondered. When people obeyed, she asked why. While others crossed the river path quickly, eyes down, Laura slowed her steps. She listened. She noticed how the air felt heavier near the water, how the birds never perched above it, how even insects avoided its surface. Her mother often scolded her. "Curiosity brings trouble," she said. "Some questions are not meant to be answered." But Laura had grown up hearing stories that did not match the silence. Stories of people erased. Stories of elders arguing in whispers. Stories that ended just before the truth. Late at night, when the village slept, Laura wondered, why would a river fear reflection? Why would water refuse faces? And most of all, why did everyone pretend not to notice? The next morning, the village woke to shouting. A man named Jonah did not return home. His fishing basket lay by the riverbank. His footprints stopped at the water's edge. His wife ran through Edozu, calling out to him. Her voice cracked. Her breath shook. But something was wrong. She opened her mouth again, and no sound came. She knew she had a husband. She knew she loved him. But his name was gone. The elders gathered quickly, their faces pale. No one said it aloud, but everyone knew. The river had swallowed it. By nightfall, Jonah's name could not be spoken by anyone. Not his friends. Not his children. It was as if it had never existed. That night, the river flowed slightly faster. Fear entered Edozu. Like a sickness. Whispers replaced laughter. Doors closed early. Fires burned low. Children stopped playing outside. Names were spoken softly, carefully, as if the air itself could steal them. Then it happened again. An old woman forgot her brother's name. While he was still alive, a child stared at his father, confused, unable to say who he was. Names began to disappear, even from the living. The elders ordered silence. No one goes near the river. No one speaks of this. But fear does not obey commands. And silence only fed the water. On the third night, Laura could not sleep. The village was quiet. Too quiet. She wrapped a cloth around her shoulders and walked alone toward the river. Her heart beat fast, loud in her chest. But her voice stayed firm. She stood at the water's edge. "My name is Laura," she said. The river rippled. "I am Laura, daughter of Edozu. I remember my name." The water moved again. Slowly. The river answered. Not with sound, but with memory. The river showed her the past. Leaders gathered in shadows. Names erased from records. People silenced, so power could remain clean. The river had listened. The river had remembered. "I did not begin this," the river said. "I only remembered what you chose to forget. Return the truth," it whispered, "and I will return the names." When Laura told the elders what the river revealed, they laughed. They called her foolish. They called her dangerous. Until one of them forgot his own name. Panic erupted. Truth had found its voice. The village gathered. One by one, confessions spilled into the night. Lies spoken. Secrets exposed. Tears falling like rain. Names returned. With every truth spoken, the river slowed. By morning, the river was clear. The moon reflected again. Names returned. Jonah's wife whispered his name and remembered his face. But one man refused, and the river remembered him. Edozu was never the same again. But it was honest. And the river flowed in peace. When people erase truth, they erase themselves. A name forgotten is a soul dishonored. If this story stayed with you, if its silence spoke louder than words, then there are many more waiting. Stories of forgotten truths. Stories of ancient rivers, hidden villages, and lost names. Subscribe now and return to the fire with us. More stories are coming.